Today I'm going to be comparing the ingredients in these two old products to what we have today. This is a jar of Skippy Peanut Butter from 1987. 1987 is when it was manufactured. It expired in 1988. And this is from Stop Shop. This is Jellied Cranberry sauce, which is at least 20 years old. I can't find an exact date since it is severely rusted where you would have found that. This container from Stop Shop has its old logo with the red light, green light, which they stopped using in 2008. In 2008, they went over to this new logo, which you can see here. This is a can I just picked up today, and I'm going to be comparing the ingredients. I will be starting off with the peanut butter. So today I was in the store and I took some pictures of the label on a brand new jar of Skippy. And the new one's, the label's on the side of it. The old one, all the information is pretty much up top, all the nutrition facts. The ingredients are still on the side. There's a view of the ingredients on this one. There's the ingredients on the side. And on the bottom it says 87. So, after going over this, here's what I found about this. The old container does not tell you how much sugar is in it. Over the years, the serving size is exactly the same. 2 tablespoons per serving has not changed. The sodium has not changed. The carbohydrate has gone up 2 grams. It used to be 4 grams, now it is 6. The protein has dropped from 9 grams to 7 grams. The calories have stayed the same. Now here in the ingredients, the main ingredient is obviously peanuts in both. Back then they used to call it selected U.S. peanuts. Now it's just called roasted peanuts. Back then the second ingredient was called dextrose. Now the second most common ingredient is sugar. So that's something I assume is worse for your health. The next thing on the older one would be partially hydrated vegetable oil. On the other one, it's also partially hydrated vegetable oil for number 3. Then you go to salt, then your sugar. So the older one had very little sugar, while the newer one has a lot of sugar in it. Now these ingredients you're seeing called cottonseed, soybean, and rapeseed oil, those stop the oil from separating from the peanut butter. If you watch my video, Decades Old Canned Foods, you'd see when I opened up the peanut butter, you could see kind of a oily ooze coming out of it. That's a problem that used to happen where you'd open up your peanut butter and you'd have to mix it back together before you used it. New peanut butter has these oils in it which stop that from happening. And in the newer peanut butter, it has less salt. And I'm going to quickly go over and show the entire container in case I missed anything and you'd want to see it. You can pause this and read it. I'm just going to make sure it focuses. And that's about it there. I'll focus in once again on the top. Yeah, Skippy's really gone up in price. Back then they were asking $1.59. Today in the store they wanted me to pay $2.89.
Good morning, Stop Shop customers. Please.
There's my old can of Stop Shop Jellied Cranberry sauce, which you saw me open in Decades Old Canned Foods too. Since something obviously happened to it, a lot of rust happened. I found this in somebody's basement of an estate sale, and yeah, all the moisture was able to escape, so when I opened it up, it shrunk into a tiny little thing, but it still had the ribs of the can in it. It looked like a miniature version of what there was because the water evaporated. Even though it was exposed to air for who knows how long, it still smelled the same, honestly. But here's the new can, and I'm going to go over this quickly, then I'll show both of the containers thoroughly. The serving size has stayed exactly the same, except the can states it differently. The new can says 1/4 cup, which is 2 ounces. I looked that up, so that is the same. Now the calories have gone up on the newer one, with 110 calories. The old one had 90 calories. The sodium has stayed the same. And the reason I'm not mentioning sugar is because the old can does not tell you how much of that stuff there is. Now here's the ingredients. Number 1 is cranberries. On the older one, number 2 is water. And you have your high fructose corn syrup. Then this one, number 3, is high fructose corn syrup. Then filtered water is what they call it, instead of just saying water these days. Then it's corn syrup. And then they have another ingredient the old one didn't have, citric acid. So in my opinion, I think the newer one is not as healthy as the older one would have been, because you have high fructose corn syrup in place of water. You have more of that than water. The older one was mostly water. So I guess the older one was a little better for you. I'm going to go over and show the cans really quickly. And again, I'm just keeping this can because you're never going to see something like this again. I know there's a lot of rust damage on it, but I think the can is still cool. I completely cleaned that off. Unless you find something old, you're not going to see that old Stop Shop logo again. Now, yes, I know that the newer can I bought is smaller by 2 ounces. They do not sell the 16-ounce can anymore. And you see at the bottom there, it looks like there was some kind of date code, but I cannot read what that says. It says L8YS is what it looks like to me. That's just some kind of code. Well, that's something else that I can mention. Look at the inside. The can's a different color inside. There's the new one. See, the picture's changed, but you see it's the same thing. And this one expires in 2020. The copyright's 2018, but it was manufactured in, I think, this year. See how this one says 24 total sugars? The older can does not mention how much sugar it has. I guess people weren't concerned about that back then. Open other end of can. I don't understand why they put the label on this way. Why do they make the can upside down? Well, thanks for watching. Hope this video was interesting. Leave in the comments if you think I should do this again, but with pudding. I do have some pudding from the 80s, and I also have Jell-O from the 1980s. Maybe I should compare their ingredients.